Hey guys, this is Milena, and although I don't usually like to give my time and attention and energy to things like that, today I'm going to make an exception and talk about the coronavirus. It was a young child that asked me what to make of it a few days ago, and that kind of emphasized the importance of looking at certain things with you. Now, I'm aware that the things I'm about to say are not going to gain me any popularity, but I think it's important to speak our truth and let others know as well. Every time something like that happens in the media, or we hear about it from friends or relatives, it's circulating in the social space, it is important to ask ourselves a number of questions. And the first one is, when I hear about it, when I watch news about it, when I hear my friends talk about it, how do I feel? And usually, when we get to the bottom of it, one of the predominant emotions, or the only one usually, is fear. The message is, be afraid, there's danger, be very afraid. You might get hurt or even die, or someone that you love. Now, the second question that we can ask ourselves is, who or what benefits from us being afraid as a community, as a society? Now, that's a question that we might not be able to answer right away, and that's when the next question comes in. What is the proposed suggested solution to the problem that we have been presented with? Look at that as well. And then the fourth question that we can ask ourselves is, like they teach us in journalism, if you don't know how to unravel the story, you're not sure what's going on, just follow the money. At the end of the day, who or what makes money out of the proposed solution that is given to us? I'm looking at the scenario and I'm hearing people talk, and I'm thinking that it's the same kind of reality show scenario every year. Why do I call it reality show? Because there's several elements that are present. It is scheduled, it is heavily scripted, it has producers, and it uses real people to play the role. But when the information comes from the media or from our friends, we tend to believe it a lot more and see it as facts. Now look back, where every single year there's some sort of a health threat that basically tells you it's really big, it's really dangerous, and it might kill you, and it might kill your loved ones. This year, it's the coronavirus, and before we had Zika virus, and we had the Ebola, and the H1N1, and there are certain elements that are present every single time. It is either a virus that we have never heard of before, or we had heard of it, but it's like a new strand, a mutated version, something that is not known to us. Why? Because one of the things that we fear the most as humans is the unknown. So there needs to be the element of the unknown. The second element that is always present is it came from outside. It came from Africa, it came from China, others brought it onto us. And that creates more fear of different countries and cultures, and creates more separation and fear among humans. And then the third one, it's very dangerous, it's deadly, it's really big. And what is the solution that is offered to us? You need to get vaccinated. Although there's no vaccine for that new strand of that particular virus, and it's still deadly, but in order to be as little vulnerable as possible, you should get all possible vaccination. Well, who makes money at the end of the day? And it's not always about the money. It's about the ability to manipulate social opinion, and most of all social behavior, and being able to predict it almost 100%. This is where it's really important for us to process our fears, because if we're not afraid, one of the most important elements of us being easily manipulated has been removed. If we're not afraid, it's not so easy for someone or something to force us to take actions that we might not necessarily resonate with. Usually, the way the manipulation of the masses works is on a three-pronged principle. It is problem, reaction, solution. I present you with a problem that might not actually be real or exist or be really big or have any real danger or negative impact onto you, but I make it sound really real, I make it sound really big. You react, and you usually react with fear. Oh my goodness, I don't want to die. What should I do? Then I present you with the solution about what it is that you can do about it. And because you don't want to have that problem, you take the solution and you move on with that day. My mission is accomplished because there was never really that problem to begin with, not in the way it was presented. It was never a real threat and danger, at least not to the degree that it's presented. And I have now accomplished my mission. Now, I understand that it might be very difficult for many of us Do not think of that as some sort of a stupid conspiracy theory that has zero reality basis in it. But it was somebody really famous, and I forget who said that it's way easier to fool someone than to convince them that they have been fooled. Why? And that's where cognitive dissonance comes into play. Because when I've believed something for a really long time and all of a sudden more facts or people or things come to tell me that that's not true, it is very difficult for me to accept it, because that means accepting that I was fooled, that I didn't have better judgment or discernment, or accepting that I didn't have the tools to deal with it at the time. And also the discomfort of trying or needing to do, feeling like I need to do something different now to what I've been doing this whole time. And that is uncomfortable. And very often, although we recognize that there might be more negative consequences to us than anything else, we continue doing things the way we have been. We're thinking, I'm sort of used to it. How much worse can it actually get? If you need some help figuring out where you might be susceptible to approaches like that, book a session at askmilena.com. Subscribe to my newsletter for insights and the ebook 7 Life Hacks to Empower Your Daily Lives. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so below. Click on the bell to get notified of all future videos, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.